Whoa! You scared me? Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of our Titanic Honor and Glory gameplay. As you can see, we have stopped here in the last to-do. The dormitory, ironically referred to as glory holes by crewmen of the time, due to their often terrible conditions on other ships. These rooms full of bunks were where most of the crew called home for the duration of the voyage. I see? Yeah, lots of bunks indeed. Well, I remember this corridor actually. There was that alarm thing we had to disable. At the end of it, that's how my horde was massed up. I mean, it was crazy fighting out there against it. Sure, and Gary almost died there. Boy, there's a door that leads to a boiler.
Oh
I
dear,
gotta
the
see
door
that.
is open. Perhaps I'm not supposed to look in here, but I can't pass up this opportunity for a little adventure. Oh, if Claire were here now to see me being so daring.
An adventure, you say? Well, we can't let this opportunity of a lifetime escape, huh? To the boilers we go.
It's quite hot here. Where are the workers, though? Well, I suppose they're likely firing up the other boiler rooms.
Quite hot here. It's a boiler dough. Buddy, were you expecting it to be freezing or what? Now let's go down there. I want to see what awaits us. But if there is one thing this place is, it is kind of loud. Come on, Betty. Let's get downstairs. Whoa! I said downstairs, not upstairs. Alright, well, first of all, where am I supposed to go? Ha! That's more like...
These machines are massive. 29 on board, propelling the ship through the water like an untamed beast. I anxiously await their performance during the sea trials shortly. Finally free and not held back from anything. No Mr. Tundry in sight. Just freedom.
Yeah, I see. Such a big room indeed, and look at these massive boilers. The fire effect is also nice. It's amazing how they moved that massive ship, and 29 on board. Wow. Well, let's go back to Scotland Road. I'm sure we might find more interesting places and things there. I mean, probably we'll find the third class time saloon and maybe that foolery. Now I gotta find the stairs that lead to there. Hey, there you are. But what if I climb up there before instead? Yeah, let's do it. Whoa! That was fast, wasn't it?
How by Edward did I get myself here? Climbing too high, I think. No, Robin, it's not your time to get your angel wings just yet. No, not just yet.
Sure. Let's go down then and continue exploring. Oh boy. All about that. I forgot to mention, but Shiro is actually making a Titanic game on Roblox that will sync. It will feature a bunch of first, second, and even third class cabins. Most Titanic games on Roblox seem to lack that feature. Alright, we're back on that corridor. Let's see on to where we can go on it.
This open space looks like a fine spot for gathering and mingling between all parts of Europe as they make their journey across the pond to the New World. Perhaps a place on the west coast, like Seattle.
Fluff? That guy sure loves Seattle. I see the third class open space there too. Man, when this game final version with the sinking comes out, I'll be so hecking excited to play it. Scotland Road thing though is certainly very lengthy. I mean, you probably can get from one end of the ship to the other one. I see some stairs there, and I think I'll remember them too. Yeah, I definitely do. They lead to the third-class dining salon. First-class cooks. Steward's levy. Superior steward's levy. Seems the first boiler room is there, eh? And here's where the musicians slept. Just as that infobox mentioned, this area definitely is where most of the crew quarters were. I mean, we got from steward to cook cabins here. Chef baker and assistant baker. Look at that porthole and the lighting here. It's beautiful.
On down to the food stores, crew compartments, and stern of the ship. No need to go this way.
Well, I would love to go this way, but since we can demo 3, let's head to the deck. Probably we'll see the Turkish bats. Also, that particular bulkhead was the one with the alarm sure activated on our first gameplay of Titanic Week. And we're back to the grand staircase. Now let's head to the deck. If deck is the lowest deck of the grand staircase. There are no first-class cabins on this deck, and apart from the floor of the squash court, no first-class facilities below this deck. This way to the plunge bath, swimming pool. A watertight door is beyond this door. So that's where the swimming pool was. Okay, so we got a pick of some city here, and that random bottle of who knows what.
I'd hate to be corded back here in such a cramped cubby, the walls bearing down on you like all the troubles, hopes, and deepest desires you dare not dwell upon.
Imogen, old Ben clothes are getting stuck here. But yeah, that corridor looks really cramped indeed. And here we are, the Turkish Bats cooling room. A room I definitely spend a lot of time in cause it's like a spa.
A nice Arabian motif with cooling colors as passengers relax after their time in the baths. But what a poor state these workers left it in.
Boy, that's some nice time there. I mean, that's like the Titanic's most preserved room so far. 110 years underwater, yet still the tiles are recognizable. That is because such room was very protected due to the bulkhead. And we got 2 sandwiches, a picture, and a banana. For some reason. So, may the 1513 souls who perished in the disaster rest in peace. Titanic is not just about love stories or lavish interiors. It's also about the life stories of her passengers. What they were doing before and during the trip. And what some were doing after. Where they came from when they were going to New York. Things like that.
Who on earth is that lucky dog testing out the electric bath? And I
And
believe
here's
I
the
see a
pool.
sliver
We
of
can't
the plunge
necessity here
bath as
too.
well.
We got an electric bath here. And oh yeah, this is a reference of a game we will also play called Titanic Adventure Out of Time. Older viewers might know what I'm talking about. Alright, let's head upstairs since we still have a bunch of areas to explore. This place is looking good though. Whoa, whoa! I almost forgot. We still have the third-class dining salon to see. My bad. Let's go there. And we're back in good old Scotland Road again. There we go. I'm sure this room will look good. Third-class dining salon. Eve deck. This room is where third-class passengers Formerly single men or men traveling in groups would dine. Single men were segregated from families, women and children, and were quartered in the forward section of the ship. Some interesting piece of info we got there, huh? Oh yeah, I remember this painting too. There's a lot of upples here, but definitely we can see a contrast of styles, comparing the first and the third class dining salons.
A stark contrast from the first-class accommodations, I should say, but still a major improvement from the other liners I've inspected. In all honesty, I envy these people in the lower class. The world is open to them. They move to America and build their future how they choose. They could be loggers, for example. But father wanted me to be a surveyor like he and his father. No logging for you, Robin. Now wash your ears.
All right. These tables are full of apples indeed, so I guess they really enjoy apples. Loads and loads of them. Not sure if the yellow thing is one too. Looks a little like a potato. But yeah, amazing. I remember this room too. We got lost here in our first gameplay video of Titanic Week. Well, okay. Now we will head upstairs to see some more I believe C and B deck. And here's my old buddy called Scotland Road. We meet again, huh? Scotland Road, Scotland Road.
100-yard dash.
Hear that noise? It's the reply. Yeah, I know that's a terrible joke. See you later, Scots. And here we are, on C deck. That's where we have many of these fancy cabins in. We also got these little corridors here, but I'm not sure we can go in them. Oh, I think. No? Such a beautiful woodwork though. What is it? Oak. We got the purser's office here too. Inside this office is the ship's safe, where passengers can have valuables stored. Alright.
Whoa!
You scared me? Like seriously, what was that? That guy came from nowhere.
Soon this area will be bustling with passengers, anxiously sending telegrams and complaining about the most trivial of matters. I consider it a blessing that I will not be around to witness that.
Sure, and it would be a blessing not to be jump-scared either. But the older viewers might also know what this Easter egg is. It's the purser from Titanic Adventure Out of Time. And we also got this little map here which might give us some idea on where we are. It's cool that they included the names of the passengers that occupied these rooms though. I mean, Shiro told me that the Straws were the owners of Messie's in New York, and they're that couple that were in bed together while water flooded their room in the movie, for crying out loud. Sylvana Cornell, Charlotta Pliton, and Caroline Brown. 3 sisters traveling home from their 4th sister. Oh my gosh, that sounds tragic. I've heard they survived the sinking though. Have you seen they've lit some cabins with partially open doors though? That means we can take a peek on them. Not like getting into them, but being able to see. Corridors here look a lot different from those in the movie though. But hey, this is a game made with lots of historical research and probably the most accurate digital Titanic recreation so far. So this is probably how the corridors really look like, based on some artifacts rescued from the RMS Olympic. You're probably near the middle of the ship though. These corridors aren't called amidships for no reason, right? They're kinda massive too. Not as big as Scotland Road since it run almost the whole length of the ship. Do you see that? It's the perfect opportunity to get a good view of the cheaper first-class cabins. Nice. They got 2 beds there. Now everybody, the price for the super fancy suits was about $4,350, while on a first class berth would be $150. Now you might be like, hey, that's not that expensive. I can go on a fancy suit by saving for a few months, or in a berth easily since it's kinda cheap. But listen here, old buddy, old pal. These were the values of that time, adjusting it to that not-so-fun thing called inflation. They would be equivalent to $100,000 for the fancy ones, and $3,500 for the first-class berth. And just for instance, one in third class would also cost you from $350 to $950 in modern money. But what that person here got a 40-year-long trauma after surviving a sinking, and then went on the Titanic since it made him feel safe. And yeah, he did perish on the Titanic sinking according to what I've read. Oh yippers, here's our Titanic adventure out of time cabin. We'll record a view of that game soon, since it's kinda large game with missions and all. Both me, Judy, Gary, Larry, and maybe either Walford or Closer will play. I can try getting Buffalo Kabugo to play it too. Countess of Roots and Gladys Cherry. Henry and Iron Harris, Director of Theater Managers in Greater New York. Maids and Valet Saloon. First-class passengers' personal servants took their meals here. And now we can't get in there. It's cool the ship had two grand staircases though. This one seems to be smaller. First-class barber shop. Here passengers could get a shave and a haircut. And by souvenirs? Oh wait, here's also the room without ceiling from Left 4 Dead 2. Did they include the ceiling here?
I wonder if the barber will be on board for the run to Southampton. Lord knows I should fancy a shave after my journey here. Speaking of barbers, I'm quite glad old Harry is there to look after Claire while I'm away. They always were fond of each other, and when my son was born, Harry was particularly fond of him, never missing a birthday. See, this is the kind of friend a man really needs. His presence seems to even alleviate her hysteria condition.
That's interesting. Well, the barber shop looks nice though. I like the paneling. Looks like we've just found the ship's hospital. We can't go there, unfortunately, but I think in demo for sure one we can. Well, everybody, since I think the other side of the sea deck corridors is pretty much the same, we'll go up to B deck. Emil and Nell Goldenberg. Well, no dog breeders. And M. de Villiers, Alice of Berthamania. Belgium singer secretly engaged to passenger Coy Baxter. Interesting, we got a love story here. Restaurant reception room, known as the Palm Room by passengers. They enjoyed after dinner music from the ship's tribe, and had coffee and refreshments. Coffee, gotta love that.
Love the wood detailing here. It's absolutely perplexing. Now that's a craft I can really respect. Lovely wood.
And my
Always
gosh,
been fond
look at
of
that
wood.
dome. It's stunning.
When younger, I used to cut wood for the poor folks 2 streets over. My neighbors started calling me Robin Wood. They always laughed, but I don't know why. I wore that title proudly.
Robin Hood, that's where my main appearance inspiration came from. Some say we are even related, well. But yeah, I got the perfect idea of which order the thumbnail of the video will be. We also got this Kathanger here. Here's the menu here. Take it read you all. We have American and English breakfasts. And as you can see, we got coffee, tea, cocoa, and hot chocolate. Well, I'll stick with the coffee. Okay, I think you've seen all that's written there. Now let's head into the a la carte restaurant, or also Gatti's restaurant.
Odd that this room would have its tables already set. Mr. Gotti hasn't even boarded yet. Oh well, top marks for presentation.
The a la carte restaurant, unlike the first-class dining zone on D-deck. Dining on this restaurant is not included in the standard pass passenger ticket. For an added fee, passengers may order from a menu at any time between 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. Yeah, this place looks super fancy indeed. Well, I wonder what kind of wood is that? Maybe walnut or mahogany. But yeah, I think that's walnut. Oh, I love that carpet and ceiling deco. I suppose the menu for this restaurant was that one on the reception. Also, the Olympic had a restaurant just like that. While she was scrapped, the panel survived as they got auctioned. It was originally last seen on the Celebrity Millennium cruise ship. On the Olympic Dam restaurant that was even kind of similar to this one. However, as of 2018, it seems they've removed such and moved said panels to a special area near their casino. Well, I think that's disrespectful, to be honest. By the way, here's the Cave Perio something. That door leads us to the second-class promenade. But yeah, this room looks very nice too. It was visited by mostly the Uber passengers. I see the picture of some person there. I think it might be one of the developers of this demo.
It really does remind you of Paris, though excepting the smell of overflown sewage. Wonderful memories are coming back to me of that city.
Oh yeah, the City of Lights. Then I think the name of that place is Café Parisien. But let's make our way to the top of this staircase. We might find some more interiors to explore. First-class smoke room. A retreat from into smoke. Drink, gamble, and talk business amid an atmosphere of mahogany and lead with mother of pearl. Alright. Well, we can't get in there on this demo. We can take a peek inside via the door.
What a fine accommodation for the unwinding of the gentlemanly sort after a long day at sea. If only it were open now, and there were men in there to socialize with. Perhaps then I'd make some friends.
Yeah, you'll definitely end up making some buddies there, huh, pal? Now, can we head to the exterior? Nope, we can't. Francis Brown, until he disembarked in Queenstown, Ireland. Well, lucky him, he managed to escape the sinking by disembarking on the last port before it happened. And would you look at that? We got an accessible cabin here, like that last one we saw. This is one of the berths which were far cheaper than the fancy suites. However, they are still good. The only fact that would probably make you uncomfortable is that many first-class cabins didn't have private bathrooms. Some had shared bathrooms and most had used communal bathroom facilities. If you were to end up in third class then, there was only 2 bathtubs for the whole of third class. And also here's Thomas Andrews' cabin. He's pretty much a ship's architect.
I see Tommy Andrews is already on board. Why does this surprise me? His drawings are scattered about like toys in a nursery. Well, I shouldn't intrude here any longer.
Now about that thing I was mentioning before, and you're probably with a shocked face now, buddy. I was when I first saw that. But I'm not that shocked anymore, as indoor plumbing wasn't much of a thing as it is today. Pretty much a luxury, so that's why.
I suppose this won't be open anytime soon. A shame. I would enjoy nothing more than a cup of tea and to sit with a book in the lounge and, well, lounge.
Yes, that's the first-class lounge, and it is accessible on the next demo. So I definitely can't wait to play it. But now guess what time it is? It's time to explore the bidet corridors. Alright, we got this bunch of cabins here, it seems. Miss Lucille Carter and Master William Carter, daughter and son of the Carters. You know, wow, their parents were actually the owners of that car we all know.
cabins upon cabins upon cabins upon cabins upon cabins upon cabins.
Well, buddy, don't get too crazy over that. Well, they are pretty similar to the sea deck corridors, though. The main difference, however, is how the doors are positioned. Lucino Marde and Miss Gladys Cherry, philanthropist. Suffragette and the Countess of Rhodes, traveling with her cousin. Miss Anne Peril, maid to Mrs. Hayes. Mr. and Mrs. Thornton Davidson, daughter of Charles Hayes, athlete and co-owner of Canadian Brokerage House. Mr. and Mrs. Charles M. Hayes, General Manager of the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway. Some interesting piece of info we got there, huh? Mr. Quig Edmund Baxter helped organize the first hockey tournament in Paris, traveling home to Canada with a secret lover, Bertha Maine, hidden from his mother and sister, while in a wrinkle going near her room on sea deck. Now that particular room right in front of you, which was occupied by his mom and sister, is sure his favorite stateroom on the ship. Really likes the style. Oh yeah, looks like we found his mate's cabin. He was the managing director, so he ain't having no ordinary cabin, huh? It even had a private promenade. Now for those who watched the Titanic movie, this place is Rose's room. Now since we got these entrance doors here in B-deck that lead directly to the promenade, let's see if I can view it. Yeah, there it is, the private promenade. No wonder why this particular cabin would cost about $100,000 a pop in today's money.
The lifts are out of order. That's fine. Real men don't take lifts. Lifts are for women, Claire says. Robin, take the long way up.
All right, Dad. Where can we go to the top of the grand staircase? By the way, there's no way of denying that these elevators or lifts look super fancy, though. These stairs lead up to the grand staircase landings of A-deck and the boat deck, as well as the lounge, writing out writing room, and gymnasium. Alright. Look at this chandelier with the fluff. It's gorgeous! Yeah, we can't go up there. Please contribute to our efforts. Here's a link to their site. Let's see if we can view the dome here, too.
I shouldn't venture too far on deck. The Board of Trade members may board soon, and I'm expected to meet them.
It looks absolutely stunning. Well, our video here is not over since there's one last thing I want to show you all. And it's in a place called the bottom of the staircase. For that, can this thing shock you? Nah? Okay? Oops, I accidentally opened the menu. Now here's the little thing I wanted to show you. It's a pretty impressive view, I'd say. Well, anyways, that was the video. Thanks for watching, you all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See ya!